Hello, this is Maggie. I'm looking at the chart today of Tupac Shakur. It's a rapper that was gunned down, and there's a legend that Tupac's still alive. And my favorite song of his was "Hail Mary." I love that song, "Hail Mary." So his birth time is kind of iffy. So they used a general time, so the house the house systems might be off, but I'm going to start with his first house. I think it's probably in Aries, but he does have a lot of musical ability, so it could be on the cusp of Pisces. And he has Taurus on his second house with Saturn there, which gives him, Saturn rules the voice and singing. I mean, Venus rules Taurus and gives him a lot of discipline to sing. I'm going to just get to his oppositions later. Those are pretty important about all the violence in his life. And he was gunned down at 25 by Suge Knight, and just at the height of his career. So his sun is in Gemini. Mercury's in Gemini, the planet of communication. Venus is in Gemini, so that just makes him very successful at communicating. He was a very successful rapper and singer. He had a good voice as well. So, and his lyrics were just very quick. I mean, they just came to him. So he had a real gift for communication. And yeah, so the things that really jumped out at me in this chart, I'll get to in a minute, but here's Mars in Libra, the North Node in Libra, in the, looks like the 11th house. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Aquarius in the 7th house. So he has a trine. He has a trine between all the air signs. So, like Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini are just all communication houses. So he was born to use his gifts of communication, and he did. His moon is in Aries. It looks like it's in Aries, so that gives him a gift of originality and creativity, and it's opposed to Libra in the 7th house. It's opposed to Uranus, and it's opposed to Pluto, and that's where I just see the violence, the violence coming in, and he was charged with, several crimes. I mean, he grew up, rough in poverty, rough, tough neighborhood, and was charged with assault, and I think some sexual assault, which would probably be Jupiter and Scorpio opposed very strong. That's the main thing that jumped out at me, is his Jupiter and Scorpio opposed to his Venus and his Saturn in Gemini. So that would enlarge his scorpionic passions, and Jupiter opposing Venus. So I don't know. It just seemed like a lot of violence was in his life in one way or another. Yeah, his Neptune in the 10th house in Sagittarius. So that would be his, probably his MC. It's either, let me see what it says here. Sure. MC. Doesn't say. His main node is in Aquarius. I think they don't give an MC because of the birth time. but it looks like it's either Capricorn or Sagittarius. And regardless, it's Neptune in Sagittarius. So just these strong opposite, there's a very strong square to, looking for I'm seeing the violence in his life, in his chart, but at the same time, the song Hail Mary is just such a beautiful song. He probably had a very loving mother. Yeah, I love that song. But he has Pluto opposed to, let's see his Pluto oppositions. Let's make sure. Yeah, he has Pluto opposed to the moon in Aries, which is, you know, the god of war. And Uranus is also opposed the moon. Pluto, just all of it, the violence and assault dynamics. I'm looking at Jupiter and Scorpio, enlarging the Venus, and Saturn's almost on the cusp of Gemini. So that just expands the Scorpio passion and maybe violence, or any aspects to Pluto can be dangerous. In his case, Pluto is square his sun. Looks like it's square his sun. Yeah, Pluto is square his sun and square Mercury. So, you know, there was just a lot of like, you know, threats, and you know, he was shot down on the strip in Vegas, I believe. And there was a fight right outside the Grammys, and he. So the sun, his sun is his person, and Mercury would be communication. So there were probably some verbal threats against him, you know, rival gangs or Suge Knight, just all this stuff going on. But he had just gotten out of prison, and he was trying to make build a rap career, and he was putting out some really good stuff, and it's a shame he was gunned down. And I think he shot a couple people too. So that's the Pluto opposed to the sun that can bring some violence. It could bring the dark side of it, could. And Saturn opposed to Jupiter in Scorpio could also just expand, I don't know, scorpionic stuff. But I really wanted to talk about him as a rapper, how good he was, especially, you know, everyone's saying Tupac still lives, and, you know, he just became a legend. So it's got his sun, his moon, cardinal fire, which is Aries, you know, the god of war, and ambition. It really gave him ambition, and it made him emotional too. And then he's got mutable Neptune in fire, in Sagittarius. In air, he has a lot. He's predominantly air. He has Uranus. He has Mars and the North Node. Mars and the North Node. And he has Sun, Mercury, and Venus, all in Gemini. Oh, so the North Node is conjunct his Mars in the 11th house of Aquarius, you know. Aquarius is communication on a grand scale, friendships, but with Mars there, some of his friendships were probably kind of shady, but there's not really a square to Mars. There's a trine because there's he's got the air triangle going on with the Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. So, he used his communication, great poet, great writer. Um, so all those air planets really helped him to make his mark in the industry. So his Earth is Saturn and Pluto. So Pluto's in Virgo, and it's opposed to his moon. It's on the cusp, and Uranus is opposed to his moon as well. That's in Libra. So the unexpected sudden change, or so I was thinking the dark side of Pluto and the Scorpionic. What stands out to me really are the squares and the oppositions. But he has these beautiful trines, and he has some sextiles that are easy flowing aspects. So he's just he's got Capricorn up in the midheaven, so his career really took off. It just really took off, and it was cut short. Unfortunately, Mercury's in Dominion in Gemini. So his main node, his north node is in Aquarius. So with that and Mars, he was just really had the communication mark upon him, and it's just unfortunate that he died by violence at such a young age. I believe he was 25. But I just, like I said, I love that song Hail Mary, and I just felt like looking at his chart. So anyway, I'll try to post it. Okay, thank you for listening. Bye.